Alrighty, this is Beaver Hater 11.345, and tonight I'm going to read you folks, well, not folks, but rather heats, friends, whatever, but this story is called More Than Meets the Ear, and chapter is called Subwoofer. Now let's see. This shall be interesting. Thanks again for all your help. You're a lifesaver. See you later, music tater. Pinky, darling, that doesn't really make any sense. I thought the rhyme was nice. Vinyl scratch returned the rainbow's waves with a thumbs up with a smile as the victorious band headed down the hill toward the outdoor amphitheater with their instruments in tow. The battle of the bands was over. The Dazzlings had been defeated, and all was right with Canterlot once again, thanks in no small part to her own efforts. It felt nice to be a hero, even if she hadn't been the one standing in the spotlight. Evil beings from another dimension and mind-controlling magic aside, it had been a pretty awesome night. With a satisfied sigh, Vinyl turned back to her car, or rather the two-seater sport coupe that was currently doubling as her sound system. The light bar read out along the front grille pulsed once, and Vinyl smiled all the wider. She strolled over and patted the side of her dashboard turntable, prompting the vehicle to roar and clank as parts shifted and rearranged themselves. As the final piece slid back into place, the sleek silver and blue convertible's engine revved, and Vinyl wasted no time hopping over the driver's side door and dropping into the comfortable back seat. As she reached down to put the car in reverse, Vinyl hesitated. In a rare moment of seriousness, she removed her trademark purple glasses so she could ride without their rosy tint. Ruby eyes wandered over the stylish interior, ranging from the sky blues to the smooth dash and box leather wrapped steering wheel. The coupe's colors glowed bright neon, mostly blue, but with splashes of green, orange, and the occasional dot of red. The engine purred at a soft idle, so soft that one might mistake the car for an electric or one of the newer hybrids, but Vinyl knew from experience that her baby had a growl that shook her teeth when she put the pedal to the metal. Vinyl ran her fingers over the dash again. The soft material cool on her skin. This car had come through for her when she needed it most more than once, and tonight it had done it again. She leaned forward, lightly touching her forehead to the top of the steering wheel and smiled warmly. "Thanks, buddy." After a silent moment, she slipped back into her shades with a grin. Excuse me. And used her custom stereo's remote to switch on a booming dubstep track, cranking the volume to a satisfying 11. She then threw the car in reverse, backed carefully down the grassy hill and into the nearby parking lot. Before driving off into the night, her head bobbing in time to the beat all the way from the tree line on the far side of the lot. 3 set of eyes intently followed her every move. This is getting rather interesting, but hold on just a sec. Vinyl parked in the driveway of her small one-story flat, grabbing her backpack from the seat next to her and slinging it over her shoulder as stepped out of her coat. She ran her hand along the door and as she stepped away, leaping over the two short steps that led to her front door. Shutting the door behind her, she dropped her bag in the entryway with an unceremonious thunk and took a deep, relaxing breath as she surveyed her living room. Giant flat-screen TV and sweet 7-speaker surround system that she'd spent way too much money on. Check. Ratty couch that had been all she could afford after spending so much on her electronics. Check. Frilly flower-covered throw blanket that a certain cellist had insisted on giving her to cover said couch because she would otherwise never deign to place her prim and proper derriere on it. Vinyl smirked and shook her head. Check. Mostly empty pizza box sitting on the coffee table next to her phone that made Vinyl crinkled her nose but also made her stomach growl when it reminded her that she'd been so psyched about the Battle of the Bands that she'd forgotten to eat dinner. Check and gross. Gonna need to open the window and air this baby out a bit. Resolving to deal with the day-old pepperoni and anchovy science experiment later. Vinyl headed instead for her kitchen to find something a little less moldy to eat, only to leap back into the room and refocus her eyes on the electronic blue smartphone lying next to the pizza box. Her hands reflexively went to her pockets, patting them down as if she'd expected to find a device in two places at once. Finding that was not the case, she rolled her eyes and let out an exasperated sigh. As she walked over to retrieve it wasn't the first time that she'd forgotten the darn thing at home, but ordinarily it didn't take her very long to realize it was missing. Of course, the last few days had been anything but ordinary. She swiped the screen and greeted with the expected BV of missed text messages, some from her parents from whatever weird remote location they were vacationing in this time. A couple from kids at school, one from Pinkie by inviting her to a victory party at Sugar Cube Corner tomorrow night, another from Pinkie Pie asking her to DJ at the victory party tomorrow night, and 15 missed messages from Octavia. Vinyl frowned her brow as she scrolled through, finding that they were all from the last half hour and ranged from a simple hello to a concerned Vinyl, where are you? And almost desperate sounding, please, we need to talk. She was about to respond when the phone dinged in her hand, indicating a new voicemail from, yep, Octavia. The timestamp placed it about 8 minutes ago, just after the last text had been sent. Vinyl tapped it, played it, and raised the phone to her ear, only to jerk it away as a distinctive Trottingham accent blared out of the tiny speaker. Goodness sake, Vinyl, answer your bloody text already. There was a brief pause in which Vinyl could hear Octavia clear her throat, and she took the opportunity to switch the phone over to speaker mode and hold it to arm's length just in case. Sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice, it's been a long, very tiring couple of days, as you can imagine. I'm sorry for what I said the other day. You were right, I was myself. Vinyl cocked one of One eyebrow and gave the opponent this exaggerated nod. Octavia had been absolutely livid after losing to the Rainbooms in the first round of the qualifiers. So much that when Vinyl had tried to tell her it was no big deal, she'd snap, screaming that Vinyl would never understand what it meant to fail as a musician, since the DJ's dubstep wasn't real music to begin with. It had hurt to hear that, especially from Octavia, but that outburst had been Vinyl's first clue about the effect the Dazzling's music was having on everyone. The top dog that had explained it all later helped too. I got a call from Flash earlier and one from Sweetie Belle as well. They told me what happened at the concert tonight, about what you did. Vinyl cringed. She knew what was coming next. I just can't believe you do something so utterly reckless. You know how important it is that no one find out the truth, and yet you continue to toe the line so irresponsibly. I don't care if everyone at the concert was hypnotized or brainwashed or would ever not risk exposing them like this. You know that. By now, Vinyl was shaking her head. Eyes rolling in her free hand, making vague yap motions as she heard Octavia sigh on the recording. Look, I understand that there were extenuating circumstances, and honestly, given what appears to happen at stake, I'm not even sure I could say that what you did was wrong. I'm just worried about you. That's all. He smiled, tugged at the corners of Vinyl's mouth. The four of us, or rather the 8 of us, we all keep this secret together. We need to look out for one another, and I suppose I feel guilty that I wasn't there for you when you needed me. I'm sorry. From the way Octavia's voice had wavered there at the end, and the pair of drawn-out sniffs that followed, Vinyl guessed she was doing her best to keep it together. There was a long silence before she spoke again. Anyways, please let me know when you get this. Send me a text or just let me know you are old. You are old. You are all right, okay? Sorry, folks, apparently I can't breathe for very long since it's very hard to read. But anyways, figuring that was it, Vinyl's thumb hovered over the end call button, and don't forget to delete this after you've heard it. Goodness knows you difficult as she signaled the actual end of the message. She moved her thumb over and hit delete instead before returning to her missed messages. I'm fine, kind of tired, gonna eat and trash for the PM. Talk to you in the AM. She almost but hesitated, getting a little more. It wasn't your fault, baby. We're cool, no worries. This time she hit send, pocketing the phone and snatching up the TV remote from the couch. Her mouth twisted in dissatisfaction as she looked past page after page of wasted airtime on her DVR's menu, but her eyes shot open when she spotted the ongoing marathon on Thorn TV. Sorry, folks. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry about that, folks. My throat got dried on me, so let's continue this story. Con-Main marathon on Thorn TV. Her fist pumping the air as she switched it on and was greeted with the classic orchestral brass band and robust alto of the intro to Gold Hoof. One of her personal favorites. She tossed the remote back to the couch and turned once again for the kitchen. When her phone buzzed with Octavia's expected reply. Your spelling and punctuations are atrocious. Sleep well, Vinyl. Vinyl snickered and sent back a lovingly antagonistic you two before finally reaching the kitchen and holding a pack of microwavable White Barn cheeseburgers from her freezer with a satisfied grin. This night kept getting better and better. Vinyl snorted a bit as she woke with a start. Empty plate sliding from her stomach and onto the couch beside her. Smacking her lips and straightening her glasses, the first thing she focused on was the rolling credits and typical accompanying ads on her television. She must have been more tired than she realized, for she somehow managed to fall asleep, splayed across her couch with her legs up on the coffee table. The cost of using such an uncomfortable, unorthodox bed, a dull ache coursing through her back muscles was already apparent. Just as she started to stretch out, a loud crash from outside made her jump. She sat up, one hand fumbling for the remote and finally hitting mute on the TV just in time for ears to pick up what sounded like hurried footsteps. She hopped to her feet, adrenaline pumping and helping her forget the crick in her spine and darted to the window she'd opened earlier to sneak a cautious peek outside. Wait, what? Sorry about that. Recording sort of... Sorry about that. The recording got cut off, so let's continue. Vinyl's eyes widened as she struggled back to her feet and turned to face two of the Dazzlings. The one with the giant hairdo that looked like a cheese and on steroids, and the ditzy one with the toothpaste ponytail despite their glaring unmistakably angry visages. Vinyl couldn't help but notice that toothpaste looked like she'd been crying. We had it, Cheesehair said as the two of them stalked slowly toward her. We had real equestrian magic in our grasp. We were finally going to be able to go home, and then her face twisted into a mask of sheer rage. You let those pathetic losers out and then helped them destroy our pendants. This is all your fault. We've lost everything. Toothpaste voice wavered, angry but on the cusp of breaking. Our adoring fans, our magic. She shook her head as fresh tears rolled down her cheeks. We can't even sing anymore thanks to you. Vinyl didn't have to be a genius to know where this was going. She turned to try and make a run for her house, only to find her way blocked by the remaining Dazzling with the purple and green twin tails. This one didn't say anything, but the cold fire burning in her eyes sent a chill down Vinyl's spine nonetheless. She began slowly backing away, trying to keep all three Dazzlings inside as they circled around her, hurting her. The Rainbows are going to pay, Cheesehair growled. If it's the last thing we do, we're going to take everything that's precious to those girls and shatter it just like they did to us, starting with you. One last step caused the DJ to bump into something smooth. Caused the DJ to bump into something smooth and cool to the touch. Something that felt a lot like the side of her coat. Vinyl smiled. Before the dazzlings could close in on her, she gave the car 2 quick pats. The engine and lights sprang to life, startling the trio, but that was nothing compared to what was yet to come. Vinyl stood straight and proud, crossing her arms over her chest. As the cope itself came alive, a ripple appeared to run through its smooth, unblemished surface an instant before it split apart in 100 places, the glossy metal separating into dozens of distinct plates and revealing a complicated, seemingly endless array of turning gears and roaring servos. Within the very shape of the car began to change, accompanied by a cacophony of ratcheting, clanking, hissing noises, metal grounding against squealing metal, and the whole orchestra of sound was permeated by an otherworldly electronic oscillation. That was unlike anything the Dazzlings had ever heard. The seats and windshield somehow folded themselves into the interior as the hood and trunk split down the middle and something began to emerge from beneath the car, lifting it almost a foot off the ground as the wheels shifted, sliding to different positions on the surface. As the frame of the vehicle continued to rise, the entire front half suddenly pivoted, spinning about so that the hood now faced the ground. As it did, what could only be described, a massive metallic arm sprouted from the wheel while slamming into the ground. Next to the unflinching vinyl scratch, the arm was shortly followed by another on the opposite side, and together they levered the machine even higher as the trunk unfolded into a pair of stout legs while the wheels locked into positions on the thing's side and back, mouths gaping and eyes wide with a mixture of terror and disbelief. The Dazzlings watched as the monstrosity stood upon those legs, as any biped would, towering more than any human's height. It turned toward them as the hood split further and slid down, revealing the unmistakable shape of a humanoid head that lifted into place between shoulders formed from the car's bumper and headlights. The head tilted from one side to the other as if cracking its neck. As the bevy of noises faded away, the machine's surface normalized as the last plates clicked into place. The metal man stared down at them through eyes that shimmered with an intense blue-white light. The car's grill had ended up at the center of the beam's chest, and it pulsed with colors as it spoke with a voice that was thunderous, mechanical, and all too human. Glad you gave the signal when you did, Vinyl. Another second or two and I was gonna come out anyway. He turned his focus to now bewildered Dazzlings. Now, for these Shailas you want, I should crush them. He hefted his right arm, the end quickly transformed from a hand into a gun-like barrel that pulsed and thrummed with a neon blue energy, which he then leveled at the three girls, or faced them. Shaking in their shoes, the Dazzlings struggled to pull their eyes from the unbelievable sight, glancing down at the girls they had just attacked, and who now apparently held their very lives in her hands. The smugly grinning Vinyl's only response was to wag her eyebrows, not waiting around to find out exactly what that meant. She's here.